This video is brought to you by NZXT.com. Great technology, selection, and service. With my upcoming Skylake upgrade to be used as my main workstation, I decided to recycle some of the parts from my previous X79 platform and build a nice little secondary editing station that I can use for benchmarking and offload some of the rendering power from the Skylake system that I'll be building shortly. What's up guys, I'm Dimitri with Canucks, and first let's quickly do the parts rundown. I love the blown out view of the system. It's a nice way to visualize if anything is missing. So first, the core of the system is my sort of aging X79 Pro motherboard from ASUS that served me really well up to this point. I say that because some USB ports are not working and one of my RAM slots is broken, but everything else is perfectly fine with the super stable 4.2 GHz overclock on the 3930K, which is a 6-core beast of a chip that handles editing like a boss. It's kept cool with the NZXT Kraken X61, which is my favorite all-in-one cooler because of all manual controls and RGB lighting, and one of my 980 Ti's will be going in here. There's a very powerful combination with that 6-core CPU and 32 GB of RAM. For storage, I'm keeping everything inside on a pair of Samsung 850 Pro SSDs that I will set up in RAID 0, and to power everything, Be Quiet hooked us up with their Dark Pro 750 watt platinum efficiency power supply because I want a silent machine with reliable power. And lastly, for the case, we're using the newly released NZXT S340 designed by Razer edition, which is a fairly compact enclosure. It's full metal, so the build quality is fantastic, and for the purpose of this build, it will do just fine. The Razer features on here include a logo at the front, a green underglow on each side that looks pretty awesome, and keeping up with the theme of green, there are USB 3 ports and an illuminated power button at the top, plus the green logo on the inside. But looking past the branding, the S340 is still a great enclosure. It's well elevated on rubber case feet, and despite having a totally solid front panel for that really sleek square form factor that I appreciate, the panel is actually spaced out to allow adequate intake of air. So I'm a huge fan of chamber separation, and the S340 offers just that with two 120mm exhaust fans included inside. And to spice things up with a little bit of color, we have the Hue Plus from NZXT that allows manual color control from the desktop, and we'll have a full video on that in just a little bit. So after a quick and easy assembly, here's the second editing station. It's a very simple build, yet a very powerful machine for rendering. The 280mm radiator is installed at the front that also acts as the main intake, and eventually I will get some sleeved cables to make the interior match a little bit more. As for the LEDs, I matched the color of the NZXT logo on the cooler and the GeForce text that is more yellowish than green, and added two Hue Plus strips, one at the top and one behind the cable management cover to the right of the motherboard. The cool thing about the Hue Plus though is the size, as it is actually the same width as an SSD and therefore can be mounted onto this SSD bracket, which I've done here, and it sits on top of the power supply shroud beside one of the SSDs. The underglow of the case is very cool. It is an ambient light and not super harsh, and the window is also tinted, which makes components inside not as visible, but the custom lighting I've installed helps to pop some of those components without revealing the full color of the components, because the hardware is not perfectly color matched. Plus the mustard cables from the power supply will have to be camouflaged somehow for now. Now the cool thing about the Hue Plus though is the whole load of lighting modes that I will play around with, and for this video showcase I decided to rainbow this PC just for now, which looks very strange on its own, but combined with a full set of RGB peripherals with the same effect, and it somehow looks acceptable for this type of cohesion. Now, just to be clear, I'm not a Razer fanboy, but anyone with strict brand loyalty would appreciate this type of cohesion, which is of course optional. So guys, this concludes the construction of my secondary workstation PC. I hope you enjoyed, and click the subscribe button below to not miss our Skylake build. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.